Hey there lads and lasses, Jim Bob here. Now in this video I want to talk about Spider-Man and the 6 theatrical releases that we've had so far, and I'm going to rank them in order from the worst to the best. Well, to me I like to say the least best to the best, because none of these films are completely terrible. Maybe one of them is. Anyway, starting off at number 6 is Spider-Man 3. Now Spider-Man 3 starts off okay. Like, we see a fight scene between Peter and Harry, because Harry's still pissed about what happened in the last film with his father. And then when the Green Goblin, Harry, smacks his head off a piece of metal during the battle with Peter, he loses his memory, and then it all starts to go downhill from there. Like, we're introduced to the Sandman, who wasn't that interesting, and even worse, Venom. Like, Venom is such a cool character, and it was a complete joke to hire Topher Grace as the actor for this role. He was a complete miscast. He was terrible. So, anyway, that comes at number 6. Plus, who could forget Emo Parker? No. Anyway, coming in at number 5 is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now, to me, Andrew Garfield is a very, very likeable actor and a very, very likeable guy. His Spider-Man is a very, very good portrayal of the character, and so far this is the best costume, if you ask me, the best Spidey costume. But this film spends so much time trying to set up other films like The Sinister Six or The Amazing Spider-Man 3 that it forgot to be its own thing. And despite the chemistry between Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield being absolutely spot on, like, they're a cute couple, but she feels the need to be there when she shouldn't, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, he can take care of himself, but she just feels the need to be there and put herself in danger. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Coming in at number 4 is The Amazing Spider-Man. That's the first Amazing Spider-Man, the reboot. The first reboot, directed by Mark Webb, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. Now, Andrew Garfield is a good Spider-Man, if you ask me. He's a really good Spider-Man. He acts like Spider-Man, but his Peter Parker is the complete opposite, if you ask me. Like, Peter Parker is not meant to be some cool skater dude. He's meant to be a nerd that gets picked on. But fair enough, he does get picked on in this film. But he doesn't seem like the sort of kid that would, because he's so cool and laid back. I don't know, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And plus, the Lizard, which is the main villain, didn't have a lot of ambition to what he was doing. Besides, he just wanted to take over the world and turn everyone into New York City into huge lizards. That's all I really got out of that. So anyway, coming in at number 3 is the first Spider-Man film. That's the Spider-Man released in 2002, starring Tobey Maguire. Now, Tobey Maguire, to me, is a good Peter Parker. Like, Peter Parker, he really captures the essence of Peter Parker, being, like, nerdy, shy, can't even talk to women, and, he's a superhero that fights crime at the same time. So he's juggling the two about. Now, Willem Dafoe plays the Green Goblin. Now, to me, the Green Goblin is one of the best Spidey villains so far. Now, the reason being is that it's really, really cheesy. So it's not really a reason, but it's really, really cheesy, and his costume reminds me of a 90s Power Rangers villain. But who doesn't love, the cheesy 90s? The 90s were amazing. Coming in at number 2 is Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, Spider-Man Homecoming stars Tom Holland, and this is Spidey's first adaptation onto the MCU. Now, it was a great start when seeing him in Civil War. Like, he was the show stealer. Him and Black Panther were the show stealers of that entire film. And this is more of a coming-of-age story with superheroes. Like, Spider-Man is discovering who he is as a hero and juggling his life about. And, he just... Basically, more in this film, he's not really after the girl as much as Tobey Maguire was after Kirsten Dunst and Andrew Garfield was after Emma Stone. The girl in this film is Liz, Peter's crush, but he doesn't do that much focusing on her. He more just wants to impress Tony Stark, and he wants to be an Avenger. This is like a young Spider-Man. This is the age Spider-Man is supposed to be, and it was absolutely brilliant just seeing him discover who he is, and that he's a hell of a lot more powerful than he thinks. Now, Michael Keaton was a badass villain as well as the Vulture. Like, it's some of the best work that I've seen the MCU do in terms of villains, because the villains have been pretty weak up to this point. And, the villains are amazing now if you count Thanos. But anyway, this film comes in second, clearly because of the final battle scene between Peter and the Vulture. There were so many flashing lights going about, I couldn't even see what was going on sometimes. And the film that I'm going to put number one had a much better... Well, it wasn't a final fight scene, but it had a much better fight scene towards the last half hour or so. And I just thought it was, just a bit better. But Tom Holland nails it as Peter Parker and as Spider-Man. This is what Spider-Man and Peter Parker are supposed to be. Tom Holland, you are fantastic. Keep up the good work. But unfortunately, coming in at number one is Spider-Man 2. Now, Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire once again. He's juggling life about. He's not sure what to do because he's decided whether he wants to be Spider-Man or not. He's starting to lose his powers because of these negative thoughts, and towards the end, he's like, the city of New York needs Spider-Man. The world needs Spider-Man, and this film just likes to bash Peter, just completely knock him to the ground, and he has to pick himself back up again. Just nothing seems to go right for poor Peter in this film, and Alfred Molina, I think his name is the best Spidey villain I've seen as of now, because if you look back on it, even the CGI on the Dr. Octopus arms aren't actually that bad compared to a film that was released in 2004. And you know what? Spider-Man 2 is the most epic Spider-Man film I've ever seen, clearly because of the train fight scene. Now, the train fight scene is probably one of the best fight scenes I've seen in a superhero movie overall. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just breathtaking. So yeah, those are the top, the best and worst of Spider-Man, in my opinion. Why don't you let me know your opinion down below in the comments, and we'll have a conversation about it. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for listening to me. I think I'm getting better at this, very, very slowly. Thanks, guys. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye.